Headed to the official opening, but some of them still feel bitter about how Portage Avenue was transformed. Lavonne Boutcher reports.
Several years ago, Manitoba's most famous street was in a mess. Stores sat vacant, crime ran rampant, and business was slow. Downtown Portage Avenue cried out for new life. This was the answer that provincial, federal, and civic politicians came up with. They decided everything in a 5-block section of downtown would have to go. It was to make way for a new housing and shopping complex aimed at bringing business and people back to the area. Mayor Bill Norrie says ordering the demolition of half of downtown Winnipeg was one of the hardest things he's ever had to do.
I didn't really feel any compassion or any unhappiness about the buildings coming down. What I did wrestle with personally, and we all wrestled with it, was the disruption to the business people.
Altogether, 32 buildings were demolished, including the old Colony Theatre and the not-so-old Toronto Dominion Bank. The properties were expropriated, but only half of the former owners have settled with the city on compensation. Wes Hall's bookstore was expropriated 3 years ago. He has since settled on compensation, and he feels the city treated him fairly. He says demolition was drastic, but it had to be done.
I don't really feel sad. I think the changes have to be made in the downtown, and I think what's happened is really a plus for the downtown of Winnipeg.
Other store owners are still bitter about how they were treated. Some even lost their businesses. Construction on Portage Place started 2 years ago. Now, the transformation of Portage Avenue is complete. Tomorrow, this $80 million enclosed shopping center opens for business. It's the first phase of a $300 million retail, office, and housing development. There's no doubt that all this has changed the look of downtown Winnipeg, but it may take years before we know if it's also given the area a new life. Lavonne Boutcher, CBC News.